Welcome back, everybody, to the Cousin
Connection
Podcast. And yeah, welcome back to episode 32. Welcome back to episode 33. My bad. We're already at 33.
Crazy.
Been doing this a while, but yeah, my name is Amir.
I'm Sara Lee.
My co-host, Sara.
Yeah.
Is co-host like a derogatory thing? No, right?
No, why would it be?
It's not, right? Like if you're both hosts of the podcast.
Yeah, we're co-hosts.
We're co-hosts, but who's the host then?
We both are the host.
If we're both hosts, then who's the co-host?
We're also the co-host. Because like on shows it'd be like hosted by Amir and Sara.
I guess so. Yeah. Wait, one second. Just making sure everything's together. that's a little behind the scenes of like how I get all the sound to be in line. But yeah, welcome back for another episode. Last 2 weeks ago we left off. We still had our freedom, of course, and things have changed. We haven't been able to address it. I'm starting to think that I'm a bad omen for the city.
You know what? You kind of are.
Yeah, and like I used to like I listen to a lot of other podcasts, right? And they're always talking about like they'll talk about something and be like they'll just mention like a topic,
yeah,
and then 2 days later, maybe a week later, a month later, something will happen, like almost exactly what they were mentioning, right? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, like we didn't address it last week, but literally like 2 or 3 days after we recorded, not even, we went back into a lockdown basically in Toronto.
Yep.
And yeah, that kind of like just brought down the whole mood. I really was hoping that I the moment they posted it, like I went to the articles and I was like, I did the whole like control F to find inside there and search gym.
Oh my, yeah. You know what doesn't make sense? I find like our lockdowns now are so they're just pointless. Like like certain things are closed, certain things are closed, and certain things are still open. Like you can't go to the gym to work out, but you can go get your nails done.
Yeah, and the ironic thing is that maybe some people will get mad at me for saying, but like you're supposed to, a way that you fight a disease or the way that you prevent yourself from having severe symptoms from it is by being healthy. And the place that you get healthy, especially in a place like Canada, where it's cold half the year, is to go to the gym. Like that's where you need to go on walks.
Be active.
To be active, exactly, right? Yeah. Like I'm crazy, I'll go on a walk outside if it's negative 30 degrees. I don't care. I'll just layer up and go on a walk. Like I literally went on a walk today, the day before.
Can't be me.
As long as you wear gloves. Like there was one day a couple days ago, I was like, okay, maybe I pushed it a little too far because I took off one of my gloves while I was walking just to I think check something on my phone. Yeah. And literally in that 30 seconds that I took off my gloves, it felt like my hand was about to fall off.
Really? Was it the day that it was like minus 20 or something?
Yeah. And it was also super windy. Like the wind was blowing hard against my whole body.
Nah.
And I really felt it. That was actually the day I sent you the photo where my eyelashes froze over. Like the liquid, because you're wearing a mask. Like I was wearing a mask while walking just because it helps with, the breeze not
freezing your nose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I guess the condensation from blowing out of my mask, like it went up and over towards my eyes. And then that quickly crystallized on my eyelashes to the point where while I was walking, I would blink and it would crystallize the eyelashes on the top and bottom parts of my eyes and stick together.
No.
So that when I would open my eyes.
Let me see if you still have eyelashes.
I still have eyelashes. What are you talking about? My eyes are open. I'm looking at you.
Up so I can see your eyelashes because you don't have any.
I have eyelashes.
No, they're there. They're there.
Yeah. Right. I used to have pretty big eyelashes as a kid.
Yeah. What happened to them?
What do you mean what happened to them? I still have them. No. I grew into them. I don't know. Can't you grow into your eyelashes?
They literally fall out. You know that they just keep replacing themselves.
Do they?
Amir.
I thought only when you rubbed your eyes and they pulled out.
No. They fall out and they just keep replacing. Like the new ones grow.
Is that what happens to eyelashes?
You don't just have the same ones from when you're a baby.
I always thought you had the same eyelashes.
It's like your hair. It's literally hair. Like your eye. I mean, I don't know about eyebrows.
Actually, yeah.
Like,
do your eyebrows fall out then?
Yeah, like sometimes if you're like
'Cause,
rubbing your
like-
face hard enough, maybe.
But like, how do they know when to stop growing? But then again, like,
I've always wondered that, you know.
but then again, like my beard, I wish it knew when to stop growing and to never stop growing, because this thing is so raggedy.
Maybe like our facial hair, with the exception of someone's beard, but like your facial hair kind of just has a limit of how long it grows. Otherwise, like you'd have bangs.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, because there are those people who have like there's a lack of control with how their facial hair grows.
Yeah.
So like it'll grow all over their face,
It's like unruly, like
yeah.
long flowing.
Yeah, I remember there's a guy like long flowing like forehead hair. But there was one guy.
Forehead hair?
Yeah, there was one guy in my high school where his hairline literally went down to his eyebrows. And it was so like thick that like he would get his hair cut every day and get it lined up. But I think there was one day where like, or 1 or 2 days where he didn't do it for some strange reason, or not some strange reason, but he just didn't do it. And literally like he had like a 5 o'clock shadow on his forehead. And you can see like the line that he used to make for his hair. So it just looked like,
wait,
what?
Hold on. He used to shave it every day.
Yeah.
And it would grow back within a day. And
yeah, there are people like that who have hair that just grow in so aggressively that they have to constantly.
I'm trying to get like you.
Nah.
I'm not trying to get like you.
I'm not trying to get like that. Yeah. But no, it seemed horrible because like people were clowning on him for it and stuff like that.
That's so
It's high
sad.
school. Everybody's a savage in high school, right?
He probably has like laser hair removal now.
Actually, yeah. Now that's probably a thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more people than you know that probably got laser hair surgery for their face. A lot of Arabs probably. A lot of Greek peoples for sure.
Yeah. Like laser hair removal is very popular for hair removal. But you know what's even more popular? Hair transplants.
Yeah. I've been seeing a lot of people getting hair transplants.
Yeah.
And you know what?
To each their own.
All power to you. Exactly.
Do as you please. But I'm just saying, like the first time I ever saw it was when I was in Turkey.
Really?
And I didn't know what it was. So at first I saw one man and he had like those the white bandages all over his head, and then I could see like these little dots of blood. So I was like, oh my god, he just like escaped from the hospital. Like how is he? Well, like he like left the hospital. How is he like coming to this tourist attraction? Like why are you in the mosque when your head's fully open wound? You know?
Yeah.
Then I'm like walking mine, and like I noticed it, and I was kind of creeped out, and then I was like, whatever. Then I saw another guy, and I'm like, oh, he has the exact same wound. Like, what are those little dots? And so I'm like telling my friends, I'm like, guys, do you see that? Like. Then it clicked because I saw another guy and another guy and another guy. Like, yo, they're all getting hair transplants.
No, I don't know why Turkey became.
Because it's cheap.
Is it because it's cheaper, or just because they're so good at it? Or maybe it's a combination of both. Because I feel like you can get it done here, but of course, and I feel like in America it's just a lot more. Anything's a lot more expensive, right?
Of course.
Well, not here. When I say in America, I mean like America, Canada, North America, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely a big thing. What were we getting at before this? Oh yeah, we were talking about the guy with the hair. I felt really bad because like kids were really mean with hair back in the day too, right? Like there was a girl in my elementary school who I think she was Greek, or she was some type of European, and she grew a lot of hair on her arms. Like a lot. There's a lot of people, Indian people, like they grow a lot of hair on their arms. And she just had like, because she was white.
Oh yeah, you can see it.
She had black hair, like dark black hair. You could clearly see it, right?
Oh no.
So of course everybody was clowning on her for that. And I felt bad. Like even back then I knew as a kid, like that ain't right, guys. Come on now. Like she can't control her hair. And of course she would always wear long sleeves to protect
sad,
it.
Really?
Yeah. And she also had like super thick eyebrows. So like she got the unibrow too.
Okay, I never had a unibrow, but I also had thick brows as a kid, if you remember.
Did you? I thought you had no eyebrows.
What?
Or you had no hair on your head.
Listen, okay,
you were
that
baldy
was
for a while.
First of all, that was just when I was born, and I had peach fuzz. Okay, I had little swirls.
Yeah,
I had hair. You're making them think I was bald. I'm not bald.
Her mom definitely didn't have heartburn when she gave you.
Oh, you think you're funny now?
Oh shoot! Is it recording too loud? My bad. I turned this up all the way.
Was that from last week?
I just realized that we were like super loud on the mic from the beginning there. So if you guys, if we start clipping the mic for half the beginning there, sorry, exactly.
No, I used to have thick eyebrows. You don't remember?
Did you?
Yeah, like Sabri used to call me brick brows. because they were so thick.
Brick brows?
Yeah, because they were just like a thick rectangle.
He can't say anything. He has a big ass word. I'm sorry, Sari.
Sari's gonna literally report our podcast. He's actually gonna report it.
Remember you said that rock? And we used to say that rock was a resemblance of him.
It was supposed to be, I'm pretty sure.
For context, he had like a painted rock.
Yeah,
and
with
had
like googly eyes and a big smile.
Exactly. I was like, is that supposed to be a self-portrait?
I'm pretty sure it was.
It was?
It had to have been. It was brown.
I guess so, yeah.
The rock was brown.
He just needed a friend. That's all it was.
Yeah, so, I mean, y'all know how it is. It's always easier to pick on your sibling / older cousin.
Yeah.
Why not?
Exactly. Sorry, Sabri.
But yeah, we have a bunch of different topics today. I think this episode might be a little bit more somber. The mood.
Yeah, it depends on. Yeah, like I was saying before we started, I was like, yo, like any topic that I wrote down today is just like it feels like it'd be super depressing.
You know, it's a reflection of the weather.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like especially when the second lockdown happened. Like I was talking about it when we first time. I was like, yo, like I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah. And honestly, I have no idea what I'm gonna do because like the first lockdown that happened, like you know, we didn't know what was going on. And I just made do with what we had. Yeah. But now I feel like it's harder because back then everyone was in lockdown, right?
Yeah.
But because we're so connected to like America and everything and almost nothing is shut down there. Yep. Like I'm on TikTok all day, or not all day, but I'm on TikTok and I'm seeing people because a lot of my TikToks are people in the gym.
Same though, but I see it and I'm like, it must be nice.
Exactly. So I'm seeing them working out. I'm seeing them going out and just doing things.
Yeah.
I'm like, really, guys? Like, we're stuck here with this. Like, before I used to get all the home workout videos and stuff, but I'm not getting any of those anymore. So I'm just getting in the gym stuff. And, like, some of them are, like, motivation ones being like, remember, guys, every day just make it gym, blah, blah, that kind of thing. I'm like, I wish I could. And literally to the point where I was working out. I think I was doing, like, leg day, which is my least favorite day to do in general gym or at home. Mm-hmm. And halfway through the workout, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I just gave up the workout and just went back to my computer.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because like, well, first off, because I was frustrated because I forgot what I was doing before for leg day. And like, I was so used to the routine I was doing at the gym. I was trying to like hack my way into doing those same workouts here by like, I got a pulley system for like my overhead pull-up bar. So I could attach the pulley to it and do like arm workouts, but I thought maybe I could do some leg workouts. So I started like experimenting with different things. And then a couple times the weights started dropping and like I was hitting stuff against things. I was like, nah, man, this ain't it. So I literally just dropped it, threw it all into the closet behind here and just left it at that. I was like, I'll just do leg day whenever. It was a little bit more successful this week, but just that first week when everything was locked down, I was like, this ain't it, guys.
I'm just tired. At this point, I'm over it. So
it's definitely not fun, but we're making do with what we can. And really it only got worse after that because, you know, I had the opportunity to get the booster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it was like a Sunday. It was a day we were recording last week. Mm-hmm. In the morning, I was just going on my walk like I normally do in like negative 20 degree, whatever the weather was. And I saw that the school was open. Yeah. And they had like, you know, booster shot openings or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, perfect, right? I was like, I wasn't going to get it originally. Like I wasn't looking for it. I wasn't actively looking for it, but if it was right there, it's like, why not? So I finished my walk. I went there and I got the booster shot. I was feeling fine. Like you guys saw, we recorded the episode. Nothing was wrong with me. I wasn't coughing, no nothing. And then when I got my first 2 shots, I had the same symptoms at first. Like my arm was just sore. Yeah. That was pretty much it. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have the same thing. You know, I'm working out at home anyway, so I'm not gonna be doing anything too heavy. Yeah. And like near the end of the night, I was feeling a little bit more like, you know, like typical like flu symptoms, like headache, that kind of thing. But I thought of nothing of it at first. But then when I woke up the next morning.
Was that when you sent us the video?
Yeah.
In the group chat?
Yeah. So literally, well, actually, that didn't even start. Like in the morning, I was still okay to the point where I didn't even call in sick to work. Like I'm only working from home anyways.
Yeah.
I was on my laptop. I was like, I'll be fine at least to work from home. If I had to go into the office, then I'd maybe call in sick.
Yeah.
But I started working, and I had like a massive headache that started. Like by our first meeting, whatever, I was like, okay, guys, I'm gonna be a little slower today. And then I had like a little bit of a cough. I don't think I had a runny nose, but the headache was pretty bad, right?
Yeah.
And then throughout the day, like throughout the morning, I started getting more sore in my body. And that's when it started beginning like, okay, what's going on here? Before it was just sore in my arm. And by midday, the soreness, I guess, was so overwhelming for my body that it didn't know how to react. So I started shivering.
Yeah.
And when I say shivering, I mean like violently shivering to the point where I was sitting at my desk with my mouse in hand and my keyboard here. And I was trying to like click with the mouse, but I couldn't. And I was trying to keep my mouse steady on the screen, but it was like literally bouncing back and forth from how much I was shivering. So
did you feel cold too?
I don't know if I felt, I guess I felt cold because I started layering, right?
Yeah.
And sorry, I lied. Actually, before I fell asleep, I did feel like more of the symptoms, but I layered on a bunch of clothes. I forgot this whole part of the story. My bad. That's how out of it I was, right? So for that whole night, I probably got like 3 hours of sleep because I was wearing like 3 or 4 layers when I went to sleep because I felt cold at first.
Yeah.
And every hour of the night, I would be like drenched in sweat. I would take off an item and then go back to sleep. Wake up an hour later, take off another item of clothing, go back to sleep because I just needed to be warm. But like I kept feeling like extra cold.
Right.
But throughout the night, I felt like, okay, I'm good enough here. I'm going to take off more clothes. But it just kept waking me up. I had a headache, like a massive headache starting. By the end of the night, I was wearing like nothing and just...
And you weren't cold.
Huh?
Maybe your body
temperature I wasn't cold.
Got regulated.
Yeah, my body temperature regulated itself overnight. But yeah, to get back to the midday thing, so I started violently shivering, and like my mom was like, you know how moms when they see you sick, like she started freaking out. She got the soup out. She got the tea out.
It amazes me, like our moms. The second you're like. There's already soup made.
Yeah.
Like it's just instant.
No, the soup is always ready on hand, like on hand. And so I put on like the gabi. Everyone puts on the gabi when they're sick. If you don't know what a gabi is, it's like basically like our traditional blanket.
Like a habasha blanket.
Yeah, it's a habasha blanket.
White. I don't even know what it's made of.
Like cotton? Oh, it's literally right there.
Oh,
pick it up. Yeah, just bring it right now.
I'll show you guys.
Yeah.
Why do you randomly have a gabi in here?
No, that's the one I used.
Does it have
no, I don't have germs on it now. It's probably dead by now.
You sure?
Maybe. Okay. But yeah, this is what a gabi is. If you're watching the video, you'll be able to see this. It's like it almost feels like it's hand sewn or hand woven. It's a kind of thicker material. It has little frills on the end. Sometimes it'll have like a little design on the corners. But yeah, any like Habesha household will have at least a few of these in the house. Like your Habesha household is not complete without a gabi. A gabi in the house. I don't know why I forgot the word for a second, even though I literally said it. But yeah, so I threw on the gabi, and at that point, I had lost like all bodily control.
Oh my god!
I messaged as coherently as I could to the whole team. I was like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna take my lunch and like maybe take a little bit longer to try and sweat this out, or just try and get over whatever was going on at the moment." And I thought it would be like maybe 30 minutes, just take a nap and sleep it off. So I literally just got up off of my desk, slammed myself onto the bed, threw the gabi over my head, and just like went to sleep, tried to sleep. And I was like violently shaking as I was trying to sleep. And I didn't set an alarm. I don't know why I didn't. And literally I like wake up. I do that whole like waking up thing where you're like, where am I? That kind of thing. And I thought maybe like I slept through the whole day or something, right? But really it was only 1 hour, but it felt like the whole day.
Oh, that's the best though.
Yeah, and I don't know how, like that was like a magic trick. Maybe it was the combination of the soup and the tea and that. But like I felt like 80% better than I did when I was first shivering. Yeah. Because like I literally could not control my body, but when I woke up, I was fine. Oh. And as the day started progressing, like as the afternoon, I got like more and more better. Of course, I still had a little bit of a headache.
Yeah.
And that like lasted until the next day. But I think I was like, that was the worst of it. But it was just kind of scary because my parents got it.
Did they not have those symptoms?
They didn't have those symptoms, like not as severe as I did. I was like, yeah, you know, when I talked to them, I was like, yo, you know, my immune system's just so strong, you know, just try to fight it off. Even vaccines, it tries to fight off because it's just so strong, you know. It's trying to protect me,
Not even the vaccine wanted you, okay? No. Lonely boy symptoms.
Nah, my immune system didn't want it in me, okay? It's like, yo, bro, hold up here. We're going to fight this for you. It's like, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You know, that's me, you know, talking to my immune system. Like this is Osmosis Jones or something. What?
Did you say Osmosis Jones?
Yeah, you don't know Osmosis Jones?
Isn't Osmosis like...
You've seen Osmosis Jones. Yes, you have, Sara. I can't keep making these references if you don't understand them.
I'm about to search him up.
Every single person, okay, 90% of the people who listen to this know exactly what I'm talking about. You know Chris Rock? You don't remember Osmosis Jones? When they fought the virus that got into the dude's Bill Murray's system? I actually forgot like half the movie was like live action for a minute. Well, not half the movie.
What movie is this from?
Osmosis Jones. That's the movie. You don't remember it? It's like a germ infects the body of the dad, and then they like go into the body, and it's like a cartoon illustration of like the immune system trying to fight back against the virus, and the virus is like some evil dude, and Osmosis Jones is like a detective, and he's going through the system with because the dad at one point gets medicine, and he goes through the system with that medicine to fight it off. Come on, Sara. This is like childhood movie right here. What year did it come out?
2001.
Yeah. You don't remember this?
Was this on Disney or something?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it was Disney, but it was a really good movie. Okay, it says like 56% Rotten Tomatoes, but I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember it being a good movie, okay? And I will continue to think that it's a good movie.
Lawrence Fishburne was in it?
Yeah.
Most random cast ever.
No, it was a really good cast. It was a good movie in my mind, okay? But you get it, okay?
Oh, wow. Look at this review. It's a complex and intricate analogy for the American healthcare system while applying a refreshing new twist. Anyways.
Yeah, what that guy said.
Maybe we'll add this to the list of movies that I have to watch that Amir made reference to.
Yeah. You know, I randomly started watching like Harry Potter yesterday too.
Really?
Yeah, because did you see the HBO reunion?
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I saw that they did one.
Oh, I started watching. It's really good. Like I teared up a couple times too.
Really?
I tear up for a lot of things. Okay, it's really good. When you get nostalgic, you tear up. I
mean, I guess I did like Harry Potter though.
No, it's actually really good. Like I didn't finish it completely. I think I got like 80% of the way through. Because of what happened last night, where I literally just knocked out.
Oh, yeah.
There's one thing you need to know about me is that I will randomly just knock out anything past like 10 o'clock. I could be on the computer and just knock out. And that's exactly what happened.
And then he messages me at like 4 a.m. like, oh, I just woke up now. My
bad. Exactly.
Okay.
I have no control over when I fall asleep after 10 o'clock.
What? So why don't you just go to your bed?
Well, like I did do that. Like I got up, but like it was in zombie mode. Like I literally got up and sideways just fell on my bed and then woke up at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. All my clothes, because I still had like some laundry on my bed, had it on there.
Oh my God.
And I just woke up. I was like, damn. And then I just like cleaned up everything. I went on the computer for a little bit and then went back to sleep.
At that time?
No, because the computer was like in the middle of a game. I was literally playing a game.
You just left it? Yeah. Oh my God. Amir?
Because like at that point, like I knew what was happening.
Yeah.
And I knew that even trying to pause it and trying to exit and close everything wouldn't make it. So I just got up, left everything as it is, and knocked out. I was like, I'll take care of it when I wake up. And I thought I would wake up in like an hour because it was only 10 o'clock or 10:30.
That's normal sleeping time.
No, but I thought like I would naturally know that because I didn't sleep like under any cover. I had all my clothes on still.
So you just slept on top of your bed?
On top of the bed.
Come on.
Like literally stand up and like wail onto the side of the bed like a whale crashing into water.
No, okay. I've done like, you know when you're watching like shows or whatever at nighttime?
Yeah.
I know when to stop when I'm like falling asleep and then I wake up and I have no idea what's going on. I know that I've slept for like a good 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, I'll
then
just sleep.
Just slam the laptop shut and go to sleep.
Gizmo will tell you how many times when she was living here that she would come into my room in the middle of the night and have to turn off everything. She would have to turn off the light. She'd turn off the computer. Like if I had a TV in there, she'd have to turn off the TV.
She's probably like so annoyed. Like, this.
I would forget everything because as a kid, that's how I was. I was one of those kids who had a TV in the room and would like fall asleep to the sound of the TV.
I can never do that.
Really?
Yeah, I can't. It has to be pitch black and silent.
Oh, because I was also one of those kids who were scared of the dark, right? So I had to have some light on. Now, like, I find it easier to fall asleep if it's like pitch black.
Yeah.
But I have this like air purifier or whatever, and sometimes it has like an LED on it.
Yeah.
And that one LED like brights up the whole room.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
And I can turn it off, but I'm just too lazy.
Yeah, no. I have those like the LED screen. Not watches. Clocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you can dim it. It's not dim enough.
Yeah.
So I just put it flat. And so it's like my room can be like pitch black, but
I have just my watch on my hand. I usually use that.
Also, are you not cold?
Are you cold?
I'm freezing.
Okay, let me close the window.
It's really not that hot in here.
Y'all see me sweating here in like 15 minutes.
If you start sweating, you can definitely open it. But like, how are you not cold? You're not even wearing socks.
Yeah, my feet are cold though.
Yeah, I'm freezing. I can't feel my toes.
I'm doing what I can to keep my top half warm, okay?
It's not hot. Are you hot right now?
Huh?
Are you hot?
I will get hot.
If you do, you can open it.
No, leave it. It's okay. It's okay, Sara. Don't worry. It's okay.
If you do, you can get hot. I mean, if you get hot, you can open it.
Okay.
So, into our topics today.
Yeah.
Do you want to start with my topic or yours? Or not mine, but like,
Okay, you can go with yours. Yeah.
Okay. So we
say this like halfway through the podcast. Like
I know, like it's already been 30 minutes. So, you guys are so great. And I know we always ask you guys to leave topic suggestions for us, either through our Instagram DMs or on our comment section of the YouTube videos. And we've gotten many different ones. But one of them that actually we've gotten suggested a couple times, it's more of like personally, it's my favorite topic, so I was very down to talk about it. But someone suggested that we talk about breakups from the male and female perspective and from a Muslim perspective. So, I mean, it's a very general topic, and I think we can kind of touch on it generally. If you guys want us to like go in more in depth and have more specific topics within the realm of breakups, let us know, and maybe we'll do a whole whole episode. Amir's like, hell no.
I don't know that.
But we can talk about breakups. It's something that's a lot of people go through. It's, I guess, pretty normal. If you're going through one, stay strong. We got you. Hit us up. We've both been through breakups before. I don't know how
to address it or how to start it or how much you want to.
Yeah, both. Like how much I want to talk about it in terms of our personal experience. I don't know if you guys want to hear that, but in terms of the male perspective, like what's it like for you to go through a breakup versus, because like we can kind of talk about the differences, I guess.
Yeah.
How you guys process emotions versus how we process.
I feel like guys and girls kind of process emotions very similarly. No. Or I guess processing of the emotion is different. I guess like how the guys react. Like my thing is to just like be alone, if that makes sense. Like I'd rather process it by myself, and maybe it's generalizing, but I feel like women would prefer to process it by talking to others. Am I getting too much into it? Like guys would prefer to like, what, just leave me alone. I'll take care of it myself. Or at least that's how it would be. I'll be like, don't worry, I'll process these feelings by myself. Yeah. Let me hide out in a corner for a few weeks and I'll be good after that.
Wow. So it hits you right away.
What do you mean by hits you right away?
Like, because there's this I guess perception that when two people go through a breakup, the woman or the girl feels it immediately, and the guy looks to like other things to distract himself from those emotions. And so the girl will go through the grief right away for however long that she needs to go through, while the guy is distracting himself from that And then eventually after a couple months, it'll hit him like, oh my God, and now I'm heartbroken. Would you say that's true?
I can definitely see that. Like, I think I went to grief like right away.
You felt it right away?
Yeah, exactly. Because like, if especially maybe it's different because I'm like an overthinker, right?
Yeah.
So and usually overthinkers are always thinking about the worst case scenario. So if the worst case scenario happens, you might be actually a little bit more prepared for it to happen, if that makes sense. Like you've already kind of
like before the relationship even ends.
Yeah, because you're always thinking about the worst case scenario. So when the worst case scenario actually happens, like,
well, okay,
maybe it doesn't hit you as hard. No, but I feel like every situation is different. It's kind of hard to.
Yeah, no two breakups are the same.
Yeah, no two breakups are going to be the same. Not saying that I've gone through a lot.
Amir's like, well, that one breakup.
Yeah, and like, what do you constitute to be a breakup? Like, if you
the end of a relationship.
Yeah, but how about, because even in Islamic relationships, like usually, would you consider the talking stage a relationship?
Well, it depends on how invested you are, your feelings. Mm-hmm. Like if you are talking to someone and you don't really like them and it ends, you're probably not like, yeah, technically it's sort of a breakup because you're now cutting off communication. So,
yeah. And when does it become an actual like relationship, if that makes sense? Like, is it once you actually say, hey, let's get married? Is that when it becomes like an actual relationship?
Listen, we single till we married, okay? I'm just kidding. I mean, maybe not, but I think the relationship starts when the two people decide that they want to be mutually exclusive and they're not entertaining anybody else. Because sometimes, especially nowadays, like with the dating culture, a lot of people, because of the pandemic, have shifted to online dating, which we still have to set up your profile. But because of that, I think even in terms of, I know we said we're going to talk about breakups, but we're now talking about online dating because this is a really important point.
Yeah. I
find that I've watched so many videos, TikToks, like just I've done research on online dating, and I find that a lot of people now are not liking it as much because it almost seems like a catalog. Like you're just swiping through one after the other. And knowing that you have too many options kind of
can be overwhelming.
It can be overwhelming. And it can also, I feel like it'll like deter you from wanting to settle down because you're like, well, I can always get someone better than you. Oh, you don't like the color green? All right, X.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe that, what's the word? Is it fear of maybe not fear of commitment, but it might turn you into a player unintentionally, because
you might be depends on your personality type though.
Yeah, but I mean, whether you like it or not, like I'm pretty sure with like how it works is, when you're swiping, you match with someone, you message them. But if you're still swiping, you're gonna continue to get matches, and you're still gonna continue to get messages.
Yeah.
So even if you might be talking to, one person and someone else shoots you a message, are you gonna ignore them, or are you gonna talk to them too, and then now you have two people? Then another person messages you. Now you have three people.
Yeah, and do you find anything wrong with that? Like, do you feel like if you're already messaging one person, that if you start messaging other people, like it kind of taints what you already have going with someone else? Or I guess it really depends on how far you've already gone with that initial person. If that makes sense.
Well, how do you feel about that?
No, I would be more like I don't think I have the capacity to be able to message multiple people and keep that straight. Like I can't keep my own life straight half the time. How am I gonna have multiple people like that? And like, yeah, I'm definitely the opposite. I'm not like a multiple person kind of thing. If I'm gonna talk to someone, I'm gonna talk to someone and then wait till see if it doesn't work and then move on, which might these days, like especially at my age, might seem like the wrong thing because like,
no, I'm pretty sure all the girls are like, oh really? You're only gonna talk to one person at a time? May the best woman win.
No, but because people say like, your time's coming up or whatever, but we've already gone through that, being like, time is relative, really depends on where you are in your own life. But yeah, I don't know, for me personally, I think I would prefer that person's only speaking to one person. Or in that case, speaking to me.
Yeah, and you're only speaking to her.
Yeah, exactly. If I find out that talking to other people, I'll be like, I don't know.
Cut her off.
Not cut her off, being like...
You can't play Amir. Look at his face.
Nah, you got to communicate.
You can't play him.
No, but you got to communicate something like that.
Like so you're gonna set the expectation from the get-go.
Yeah, or if you are the type of person to speak to multiple people, maybe you should communicate with that person and be like, hey, I might also be talking to other people, which is
that's so awkward.
That might be awkward, but if that person's cool with it, because then are you secretly talking to other people? I don't know. It gets really muddy.
I think
in my eyes,
if you sign up for online dating, it's kind of expected that that's gonna happen. Whereas if you meet someone in person or someone introduces you, you're more likely to be talking only to each other and not to other people.
Yeah, so maybe I'm very old school in that sense because I probably wouldn't try online dating myself.
But we said we were going to do it.
I know, but like, I don't know. It's just so foreign to me.
Okay.
That even thinking of like dipping a toe in it seems so like I'm trying to go to Mars. Like, it's just like out of this world.
Okay, maybe we won't do online dating, but we might do like The Bachelor.
Oh my God. You're making it worse. You're making it worse.
Actually, that's literally the epitome of talking to multiple people at the same time.
Yeah.
So never mind. Scratch that.
Yeah, exactly.
Scratch that.
But to get back to the original question of like how you deal with the breakup, I feel like we should give more general answers because like individually, like for me, myself, in dealing with a breakup, like, you feel it almost right away and then it kind of like, gets easier and easier over time, if that makes sense. Like you're gonna have like you're gonna be at 100% of just like sadness and loss and all that, and then time heals everything, right? So over time you will those feelings will be less intense, but then like as it becomes less intense, that's when you can go back and be like, okay, so what worked, what didn't work, why did you end it, why did that person end it, and try and analyze it and like try not to make the same mistakes again, so you don't find yourself in the same spot again.
So I know you said that you wanted to be like, you prefer to be alone. So does that mean that you choose not to hang around your friends? Like you don't want to be like, you don't like that whole being distracted?
I would prefer to deal with the emotion alone. Like I could literally go through a breakup and then like 5 days later be with friends, but they won't know.
This is why I don't like guys. See this stuff?
Because we know how to mask.
To feel the pain.
No, we know how to mask very well.
I know.
You can mask it super, super well.
Yeah.
And unless that person wants to like openly talk about it, I'll be like, because you want to of course be like the positive influence that person, like, kind of distract them so they're not thinking about all these like negative thoughts. So you
wouldn't like, let's just say like you and your friend, your friend just went through a breakup. You're not going to be like, I would open up and be like, if you need to talk about anything, you can let me know, give me a call, that kind of thing. Yeah. But I wouldn't actively be like, hey, so but sometimes this went on, what, because I'm just super awkward, right? Like I don't know how to deal, like we were talking about last week about vulnerability and how men, like, because we talked about it, I'm not saying that I'm good at it. I suck at vulnerability. I have to tell you guys a story. When I went through a breakup, I remembered. Do you remember when I told you? I don't know if you remember that, but I just remember like I cried because of how you reacted. I told Amir and he was like, it's okay. At least you're not moving away now. And then you hugged me. That was literally it. And I was like bawling my eyes. But laughing too because it was so funny.
See, so like I'm really bad at dealing with other people's emotions, let alone my own. So like, if you want to, sure, come to me about that. But like, just know that I'm not really the most equipped to be able to deal with it. Because just like,
I think you're better now. Give yourself some credit.
I'm probably better now.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go out of my way to kind of.
Damn. So if I ever go through a breakup, I can't come to you.
No, you can come to me, but I'm saying when I won't go out of my way, like I won't go to you and like trying to and like pester you about it.
Oh, okay.
If that makes sense, because in my mind, I try and think about like if I was going through it, what would I want? I wouldn't want the person bringing it up. I would just want to kind of not think about it, so and
you just like never want us to mention it ever. I mean, that's kind of how we.
Yeah, exactly. Like I would be like, just let me deal with myself and just don't mention it, and I'll and hopefully just throughout my life I'll be able to kind of like learn from it and grow from it.
I mean, I can respect that because I can see the differences between me and you. But at the same time, it's also like, you should. Do you feel like you need to keep to yourself because you're not comfortable speaking out about it, or you
yeah,
just don't know
I'm not saying it's a right
or-
thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing.
Yeah,
I know it's not a good thing.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but it's not a good thing. But it's just something, when you grow up, you there's certain things that you negative traits you build and some positive traits you build.
Yeah.
And like one of my negative traits is lack of like being able to be vulnerable with other people.
You'll get there.
Yeah, I'm gonna get there, but it's just gonna take time.
Yeah, and that's okay.
At this moment, just don't talk. No, I'm playing. No, I'm playing. No, I'm playing.
That's okay, but like it's something that you'll
I'm aware
eventually
of.
learn. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
The fact that you're even aware of it is good, because if inshallah you don't get your heart broken again.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, if in that event,
Mm-hmm.
maybe then you'll be like, Sara,
Exactly.
can we talk real quick?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I that's interesting. I think.
Are you the opposite?
I think when you first go through it, like when I first, okay, I guess I'll just talk about my own experience.
Mm-hmm.
When I first went through it, I did want to be alone, only because I was like, I wanted to process it right then and there. Just like, what the F happened,
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't want to be alone for too much longer after that, because all you want is to be comforted, and you don't want to be wallowing in your pain. But I was a little bit toxic, so I liked to stay in that deep dark place for like a little bit, like I listened to the sad songs, I watched all the saddest movies,
Like Ashley Simpson.
Yeah, of course.
Avril Lavigne. Who else was on the place other than it? Kelly Clarkson, definitely.
I didn't listen to Avril. No, first of all, you're naming that the whitest of the whitest.
Who else is there? Do black people do like sad breakup music?
Hello, Tank. I Can't Make You Love Me.
Tank?
Yo, let me put you on. I have to put you on after this. It is the best.
Oh my God. I thought maybe you would say like Drake or something.
I mean,
Drake.
Yeah, literally. Did I listen to him? I don't know. I'm pretty. I'll have to check. Lizzo.
Yeah.
You have like the way that I curated my
CeeLo
post-
Green.
I know what song you're thinking of. You have to like curate it in a way where it's like you start off with the sad songs first, right? And then it transitions into like the angry aggressives.
Keep going. Yeah.
Like CeeLo Green.
Yeah.
And Lizzo. And then it turns into like and a lot of
Big
what's her
Sean.
name? Yes. Oh my God. Literally, you know what? I'm gonna show you my playlist right now. And then it transitions into like the happy, like I'm good without you, like what's her name? What's Big Sean's girlfriend's name?
I know.
Janae Aiko.
Yeah.
Kaylani. Hold on, let me show you.
You're so lucky you didn't have what's that girl, happy and healthy girl right now? Olivia Rodrigo.
Yes.
Yeah, she would have been yours.
Yeah, I would have had that like
Yeah.
Okay, literally, look. Summer Walker, Kaylani, Big Sean.
What is PB song?
Post breakup. Fake smile since you've been gone.
I knew it.
We are never getting back together.
Look, half of them white people.
Okay, yes, but a lot of it's Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande is white.
Ella May, she's mixed.
No, she isn't. She's blackfishing. She's literally just Italian.
Ella May?
Oh, no, Ariana Grande.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna be like, Ella May's what? Chance the Rapper. I don't know. That's not even a sad song. Taylor Swift. Okay, you know what? Maybe they.
Yeah, exactly. What do I talk? Oh, it's like one, like Sierra. That's it.
These are kind of white people, huh?
See how the lower you go when you get like to the more happier stuff, the more black people.
Because black people sing empowering songs. Okay, exactly. White people, they want you to stay depressed. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I wanted to like wallow in the depths of my despair.
Yeah. And
then eventually, after a couple months, I was like, yeah, this ain't cutting it anymore. Like I need to figure my shit out. So that's when I started to really take my healing journey more seriously. Healing journey more seriously.
Yeah.
But in that time, I remember like, we would still hang out. But I'm the worst at masking my feelings. Like if something's wrong, you'll know you'll know. But I, oh my God, what's wrong with me?
You need to drink that water.
Gee, the pressure's on.
No, it's because you know when you're laughing, you get that little bit of phlegm in the back of your throat.
So I remember like hanging around with like my friends and stuff with you guys, and I would try so hard because I didn't want to be a Debbie Downer. So I would just like try really hard to enjoy the moment, but I would have to like really give myself like a pep talk, like, okay, you love these people, they're your friends, like you're gonna have fun.
Really?
Yeah, no, I'm serious. Yeah, I think it was just like a hard time for me because that one was like, that time was like my first ever breakup. So I didn't know how a heartbreak felt. Yeah, you know, you kind of see it in the movies and stuff. Yeah. I've protected myself for this long, and then now here I am in this situation. I found myself in this predicament. So yeah. But I think, you know, once you kind of get through it, you're right. Time does help. It helps to minimize the pain. I wouldn't say it heals the wounds, because what heals the wounds is you putting in the work to heal it. You know,
processing it.
And processing it. Yeah. And then I'm also an overthinker. So while I was in the depths of my despair, I was also overthinking and like thinking, like literally processing every millisecond of that relationship. Like who did what wrong. And then after the sadness fades, sometimes it turns into anger, like depending on what happens.
You literally went through like the 5 stages.
I actually did.
But if you think about it, it's the end of something, right? And yeah. Whether it's death or if it's a relationship, they both go through kind of the same stages.
I think with the end of a relationship, it's almost like, for me, it's almost like grieving the death of someone who's still alive, because they're no longer in your life, especially if you cut off communication and you no longer speak to this person. Yeah. Like you're pretty much like, it's like they died, but they're still walking on this earth, you know? So it was very hard for me to kind of go through that at first. And then over time, you know, I found my different avenues of healing, and it became easier. And I also found that I became more resilient. You know what I mean? So I became stronger, and things didn't affect me as much, because I have always been like a hypersensitive person. Yeah. And this kind of just like, you know, strengthened me up a little, toughened me up. And I'm not saying now that if I was ever to go through a breakup, I'd be like, I'm good, I don't need you. Yeah. You know? But I think I have the tools now to kind of go through it more efficiently, I guess.
So knowing who you are now, would you prefer not to happen in your life? Like if someone said, oh, I can take that breakup out of your life, like would you agree? Would you say, okay, take it out, or would you like keep it in because of what you learned from it?
That's a good question. No, I'd keep it.
You'd keep it, right?
As painful as it was. Yeah. I learned so much. Okay. I don't know why. I
didn't know how long you were going to do that. I was like, okay, girl.
I just envisioned the subtitles like, so. No, okay, I'll just decide. I actually learned a lot. That knowledge is so valuable to me that if I didn't have that, like if I was able to remove that whole experience. Yeah. Because I remember there were times where like, I wish I never even did that. Yeah. But I wouldn't be who I am today then.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah. So, no, I wouldn't remove it. Okay. How about for you?
No, same. Yeah. Because like every experience you go through in your life makes you who you are today, right? Exactly. If you took that out, you wouldn't be who you are today. And unless like you really hate who you are today, then maybe that you'll answer that question differently. But I think we both we don't hate ourselves, do we? No. I said, do we? Like I'm kind of doubting it or something.
You're like, you're good? Like, because I don't. No.
Oh my God.
But that's, you know, I find that breakups, I feel like people, you know, it is daunting, and, you know, I wouldn't wish it on anyone, like the actual pain of a breakup. But the way that I see it is a breakup usually leads to a breakthrough, you know, and that's when you kind of evolve into the next chapter of your life or the next version of yourself. You don't change too much, like from who you are in essence, but you become wiser. I mean, one would hope you become wiser. You kind of just grow from that experience, and hopefully that gives you a better perspective of what you're looking for in the future partner, if you're open to dating or getting to know someone again. So
okay, so yeah, hopefully that answers your question. For who was that asked the question?
Oh, good. Let me check. What was her name? Yeah, we'll give you a little shout out. If you guys want us to talk about topics, like message us or comment on our videos, and
make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube page.
Exactly. Rahma.
Yeah, shout out to Rahma for leaving that comment. And yeah, if you have any more questions in your latest videos, just leave a comment there, and we'll try and answer them near the end of the podcast here.
Yeah.
So before I end the podcast, though, there were. So the reason these past 2 weeks kind of suck now, outside of the lockdowns and everything, is because both the Toronto community and the Australian community kind of went through something very similar, where we lost someone in our community who was like
very like important people.
Yeah, like an important person in our communities. So first off, I just want to say, please make dua for Ilyas Ahmed Shash, who and his family, who unfortunately passed away this past week, and also for Ramzi Abdosh Diad, who also passed away this past week. And it was kind of we could kind of relate to the community because we both happened to have deaths that happened at the exact same time.
They
it was a
they
huge
both had
blow.
like similar positions.
And that's the
too,
thing,
I found.
right?
And both of them are, I was gonna say, like friends of, like their children are friends of ours.
Yeah.
So the community in a whole, both communities felt that loss on both sides.
And it was almost to the day. It was like a couple days different, right?
Yeah.
And it was just unfortunate. Like even like I talked about bad omens, I literally mentioned, I think like last week, being like, inshallah, we won't have to go to a gravesite, and literally I find myself there a few days later. But yeah, just the reason I wanted to mention that is like, make sure that you know what they say. What's that? Give your roses, or what do they say? Like when someone is important, don't wait until after they're gone to kind of
express.
Yeah, exactly. Because this was someone who like we interacted, at least on the men's side, I interacted with every single week. Like I pretty much not raised his kids, but like I was with his kids as they were growing up.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was a very similar situation for what was happening in Ethiopia. Interact every week. Australia, sorry. And yeah, so and every week this was a person who would like come and remind us to invite more people.
He was so kind.
Yeah,
mashallah.
exactly. Bring the family. He always reminded me to bring my dad, because my dad was always working the weekends. But he'd be like, make sure when he's free to tell him to come, especially for the maulids or anything like that. And I made sure he did come because of him.
Yeah.
And every week he'd just have a smile and he raised like a very beautiful family. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that one before we ended the podcast, because these were very important people in our communities, and yeah, we're both kind of going through it this week. So yeah, that's all I really had to say. Outside of that, there was some more other stuff that I want to mention there, but I kind of leave it on that note there, right? So yeah, again, thank you for listening to the podcast. Hopefully, some of that entertaining for you, and of course, please make dua for those families I just mentioned there,
and for all the Muslims.
And all for the Muslims, yes, exactly, all the Muslims that have passed. And yeah, thank you again for listening. Again, follow us on all social platforms. Yeah.
so concise. Follow us on everything.
Yeah, you already know at this point,
all of our social media will be linked in the description box below on YouTube. And I mean, if you don't already follow us on Instagram, you guys know you can find us everywhere. Just search Cousin Connection Pod. Yeah, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.